I didn't realize we got so much rain last night, but the rain tank is full. There's water sitting around, and the last time I took pictures of the rain in the swale system, people wanted to see that, so I thought I'd get the camera, come out here and show you a little bit of what's going on. My immature swale system that's not fully developed, but it does catch water, and it's interesting to see how the water moves through. Here's a little hole. It shows the water level is right under the ground, and this little water catch here finally caught a little water. What happens is the water moves down here, gets caught in this little bit of a curve, and turns in here. So I got a little bit here. I got a couple trees planted, a mulberry and a tulip tree here. But the most of the water that I want to show you is down here. You can see some starting to pool up right here. In fact, the water comes up from underground here like springs. In that hole I showed you where the water level was. Well, all of this is a little lower, so it starts to pool up, bubble up, and come down this way. We have a little bit of an input from the neighbor's property here, and then it starts to pull up. You can see it running here. And even see some water movement here that is indicating that there's a little spring popping up right there. So this is the first bit. All of this is kind of natural form up to this point where I showed you, and then I put this little kind of a little dam in here to redirect the water toward my orchard. So you can see two levels here. This steps down maybe 1.5 feet. But over here on the neighbor's property, you can see that they get a lot of water up here, and it's running down toward my property, and it hits the fence line and goes up the fence line and then gets into my property over here. Well, eventually I'm going to give that water a place to come in right here. And it's going to go into this part here. And then it collects up here in this low point. This is basically my sink point. It collects here and runs off into the neighbor's property across the street. So a lot of this is going to be dug out so I can catch more. But right now I've only dug out a little bit here. But I also have another input here along that fence line where it comes in. And then it connects with this body of water over here. And then over where I redirected it toward the orchard, I'm going to stop the camera so I can get across there, and then I'll pick it back up on the other side. Okay, I jumped over a little bit of water there, and I wanted to show you this side of my little dam and the water coming around, curving toward the orchard. I haven't dug this out completely yet, so it does, it kind of slows down here, forms little waterfalls as it goes through the tracks that the tractor left, and is pulling up a little bit, falling down into the orchard, or before the orchard. This is a Permaculture garden bed with some native plum trees on the front of it. There are some seeds, clover seeds and bean seeds in there, but nothing's really sprouted too much yet. So the water's running down, and it will pull up. Forgive my cardboard mess. I had cardboard over here as a pathway, and the wind blew it over into here, so I need to clean that up. But this is where the first part of the water will collect. Now eventually I'm going to do like a little dam here that'll hold this water level and then it'll spill over into this next part, and then all of this swale, as it gets dug out, will be a little lower than this part. Right now I got a little bit of soil in the middle that's creating a hump, so the end here and down here are deeper, and then it's shallower in the middle by, you know, an inch or two. It's not very much. And then this, as we go along the orchard, all the orchard trees are in here. This front berm, I have some trees on the front berm, and I also have some seeds spread in there. But this here is about 8 feet wide, and so it'll sit here, and it runs slightly downhill, so it should be feeding into the orchard. On the other side, where I showed you that the deep pool, the sink point, the low point, I had built that berm to keep that water from coming through what is going to be the garden area and washing through the orchard. So just to keep that water kind of contained. And then here's on the far west side of the orchard, looking down the swale. This is the, since the swale is not completely level yet, it has that little hump in the middle, and it comes down here, and it's probably 3 inches deep on this end. And currently this is where it spills over. I haven't designed the spillway yet, but I just get water that kind of runs through here and then into the drainage ditch on the front side of the orchard. Eventually, I'm hoping to redirect some of that spillway around here and into the orchard this direction. Maybe do another swale and another berm. I'm not sure about doing one over here because I have already invested in an irrigation system that runs up this direction. And then here's the drainage ditch. And down on this end, there's a culvert runs under the road and runs into my neighbor's pond over here. And he collects a lot of my water and my topsoil, as it has in the past, run off. But I'm hoping to slow that loss down and keep some of that fertility and moisture here on my property. And now we're on the front side of that low point, the sink point. This is going to be the lowest point where I get to collect like a pond. And you can see here my little berm that I put in on this side of the garden, this side of the orchard. And a lot of this will be carved out. And I got a little bit of a dam going here. And I'm going to design a spillway that will control this water flow and send it where it should have gone, so that I don't change the water flow for the neighbors. They're still going to get what they're used to getting, just not all of it at once like they're used to getting. So this is a quick look at the early stages of the Earthworks on the Daddy Curbs farm up near the orchard, hoping to build a system that will retain moisture and endure through the Texas summer droughts, and give my fruit trees and my little garden up here lots of nutrients and lots of moisture, so I don't have to irrigate with city water. Thanks for joining me. It's a lot of fun. I'll talk to you soon.